First, there's a lot that has been said here. And one thing that I'm getting, and this is something that is happening a lot, is that we are not a people who like to find solution. We like to apportion blame. This thing is at our doorstep, now we want to blame the other person. When it is something that it is of concern to us, it is in our own courtyard. For example, we're just talking about how these clubs should actually run. But in the midst of that, you find us throwing the blame to the Football Kenya Federation, you see. While in essence, it is those clubs, the way perhaps the chaos that are being created there. Why are these chaos being created? A lot of people are benefiting out of chaos. And this is something that happens nationally, not even only in football clubs. There's a lot of benefit that happens when the environment is chaotic. And we must first start addressing that. Before we do that, then we start jumping to FKF, then we start jumping to the Ministry of Sport and all that. Okay, that is done. That is from the club level. Nobody wants to actually improve football in this country. You can see it from how those clubs are run. You're mentioning Gor Mahia and FC Leopards, for instance. They have the opportunity to like be the trendsetters on the young Uniteds that are coming. But what we're seeing from them, we cannot aspire to become like them, for instance. Okay, now let's go maybe to what I was saying about the differences that we have. Of course, there are big differences. And of course, some of these things, even the government itself is not helping. Because I feel like we're in this country, Kenya. And, for instance, I always feel like the government should look at football from another angle. Should look at football as an opportunity provider, as an employment provider, and a contributor to the GDP of the country. But do they look at it from that angle? Absolutely no. When do they come in? They come in when there's chaos. Again, they come in when there's Football Kenya Federation or corruption and all that. But where are they to make sure that this country becomes a football powerhouse, for instance, and many people are employed in football, and from that we get something of the cake when it comes to the GDP. But if we keep on always just coming when there's a commotion, when there's chaos, we create chaos and all that, and try to flex our muscles and show superiority here and there. We are the custodians of, no, it is us who's the government and we need to do this. We are never, ever going anywhere. If I have to say it plainly today on Citizen TV, I still feel like this interference is wrong. As much as football right now is not going the right way, the interference is wrong because even the person who's interfering in football.
I want to interject. You say the interference is wrong.
Yes.
You do realize that the interference did not happen overnight. You do realize that with this, are you suggesting that what the government should be doing, like the only time they would want to audit the FKF, the only time they would want to know the affairs of FKF is when FKF is asking for money from them. Because if you ask for money from me and I'm funding your activities, then every other time you want to come to ask for money, I must ask you, to what use did you put the money that I first gave you?
Thank you.
Because most FAs, and especially African football associations, are not self-sustaining. So the government has to be there because they are a major stakeholder.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Briefly,
I'll finish.
Let me finish. Boniface is waiting.
Let me finish with
my
this.
Two guests are waiting.
I can finish with this.
Okay.
I'll say, Waiga, today, if I have to come, I have to first, like for real, be a facilitator, for sure. I have to come and make sure that I can give you some money to make sure that your business thrives. And then I will come and ask you, this business is not thriving, for instance. I have been contributing to this, you get? But I cannot just sit on the side. And then when your business is not thriving, that's when I come and say, hey, you, I think there's some things that you're doing here that are not right. What I'm saying, it's, okay, the interjection, the way the timing and everything is wrong.
That is your concern?
Exactly.
Jaro, briefly.
Well, you know, I interact with the Kenya football fans mostly. And 80% of Kenya football fans are saying they don't want the chairman of federation. My friend,
Why?
Just a minute, I'm coming to you. Ulikuja na nia ya defend Nick Mwendwa. Do you think just a minute.
I am here
okay, my question is this.
Yes.
do you think Nick Mwendwa is a good football manager or not?
I am not
Nick Mwendwa is not here.
I am
Nick
not
Mwendwa is
going
not
to talk
here.
about Nick.
So I'm going to receive. We're talking about football. Football is more than one man.
Jaro, you're getting it wrong.
Who's the president of football?
Actually, now
Waiga, may I talk?
1 minute, please.
Tuseme ukweli.
If we came here to talk about Nick Mwendwa, perhaps, then maybe we can have another show where we can talk about it. But today, we want to talk about football, the wrongs that are in football, who the stakeholders.
Hold on, gentlemen.